Um, Before starting the session, I would like to say one thing. Like there are a couple of topics pending from our side now, like UiPath database activities, and then API automation, and then maybe UiPath AI Center and Action Center. That is the another one, and the final one is maybe UiPath data services and apps. So those basically the topic left. I'll share that a consolidated Excel after this today's session. But what's our plan moving ahead? Please make sure that whenever we do have a session, if it is get scheduled and we discuss that it's going to be like that way only, like Tuesday and Thursday evening time IST 7:30 or 7:45 most probably, and from moving ahead, like Saturday, Sunday is the same time. So if we skip any of the session, I'll skip the session also. Basically, it shouldn't be go that way basically, because we are stretching these classes so long. So it shouldn't happen that way. So that is my plan basically. Please make sure that to not skip. And my plan is that if one person have joined the session, I'll continue with the class. I'll not basically stop the session there. So that is the another part over there I would like to talk with you guys. Before starting the topic, do you guys have any concern, anything which you would like to discuss? Or in your previous session, because we're going to start a new topic today called UiPath database automation. Yes, you said that last time you do have some concerns, so you can go ahead
Yeah,
and ask.
yeah. After the class, I can ask Gopal. You can
Okay,
continue.
Sharon, you can go ahead, please.
Yep, yep.
Sharon, do you have any concern, any question regarding previous
Oh,
sessions?
oh, me? Oh, you talking about me?
Yeah, I'm saying, do you have any questions, any concern, previous session?
Let me see. Okay. So right now, no, I kind of got the idea of how the state machine works with the RE frameworks.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Hope Pratibha, you also don't have any concern or any question you do have?
No, sir.
Okay, great then. Let's just start the today's topic. Let me share my screen quickly. So it's gonna be, not that much. You can say it's basically we will going to talk today about the UiPath database automation. All right. So I hope you guys are aware of what the database is basically, as basically we come so far over here. So I basically just give you a very basic over there, like. Um, Till so far we have understood, like if we have some structured data, we store it in some files called excels, or maybe some another files, maybe you can say word document or something like that. So but to store the data, the you can say relational database or non-relational database also, we do have database are present, like no SQL databases or SQL database, where basically we can present the relational database, and we can basically store our data in a structured manner, right, in a basically tabular format, and we can store it. So you, and in automation also, we do have a requirement, like whenever we are working in a enterprise project, sometimes the requirement is that the input source is coming from the DB itself, like database itself, and that time we need to automate the database as well. And so you should aware of how you basically automate the database. That basically the main topic today's. And not only to aware of, there are the questions being asked in the interview as well. Let me just give you a short, basically on that side. So let's suppose you do have an Excel file which having more than 60,000 record. Let's suppose lakhs of record were there. So what is the issue with the Excel? If the data is getting larger, let's suppose lakhs or 10 lakhs or 2 lakhs, something like that, the data, if going to the very very large set of data, then in that case it's going to be very hard from UiPath to read those data via the read range activity, what basically UiPath already has provided to data from read out the data from the Excel files. But the thing is that people ask this question in this way, like if you're having a large set of data in a Excel file, how you basically read that? So again, you can basically utilize your Excel file as a database as well. That we'll see as an example today. So how we can do that? So that is basically another approach. Okay. So to reading the data from the Excel file. So Excel also can be treated as a database, but for that we need to build the connection with the Excel. Like earlier we were using the read range and all those things to read out the data from the Excel file, but in that case we will not going with the read range and all those ways. We will basically try to build a connection with the database, you can say Excel as a database, and then we can basically read out the data from the Excel file. So that is again a question. Basically, people ask, like, if you're having a larger set of data, how you should basically tackle this situation. So you can generally say that I will basically, can build a Excel, the file basically which we have, we can build it as a database, and we can basically read out the data directly. There is no concern on that side then. So that is another way of basically, that is why this database is more important for us. And to do that in UiPath, we do have very first approach, like we follow. We need to install a package called UiPath database.activities package. Okay. If you go to your all packages, if you search over here UiPath database activity package, so you will get that package over here, UiPath database package, right? So this is the package basically you need to install it. Once you install it, it will provide you the capability to basically have connection with any kind of database provider. Like there are multiple database provider. Maybe you would like to connect with the SQL. Maybe you would like to connect with the locally basically hosted SQL, or you would like to connect with the database is running in cloud storage. Maybe you can say Azure database or AWS database or any other database basically which we have. Like if you talk about, we do have even Microsoft Access, also a very basic database, right, for us. So that is also Access DB database, or Excel as a file, if you would like to basically read out the data. So there are the activities in this database package which help us to read out the data from the databases. Okay. So till so far, does anyone has any concern, or do you want me to basically explain first of all the database? I was hoping like is for a time being, just for a understanding, you guys aware of like what is database, like what is happening there, right? So in database we having a larger set of tables over there. If we are basically talk about as an enterprise database, so like you do have a Facebook is running, so Facebook is storing its data in a some database, right? And they having their own data. Might be it's a SQL database or it's a no SQL data. When people say no SQL database, mean to say it's basically non-relational database, where basically we don't have a data being stored as a structured form. It being stored as a JSON or textual format, right? So that is a NoSQL database. But when we say relational database, so in relational database, we having a data being present in a tabular format, like we have in a data table, right? Or in Excel. So like the same, we having a in a database, and data inside the database, we having a multiple columns, or sorry, multiple tables were present, and inside the table we do have multiple, you can say columns, or and the rows were present over there. So those basically we will basically read out the, by building the connection. First of all, the very first step to read out the data from the database, we need to build the connection there. And to build the connection means, you can say that we need to prepare a handshake between UiPath and the database provider. Might be it's a SQL, might be it's Oracle, might be it's any other database provider, right? So that basically we need to build it. And currently, like these, when I say basically SQL and Oracle, those are not basically, you can say, community version available. We do have, so we can't basically, I can't show you like how you will basically connect with the database or my Oracle database or MySQL database. But for a learning purpose, we having two session on this. I'm hoping that I can give you a one example on the MySQL database, because we can install the MySQL database in local system. I'll try that. But for a today's example, we'll go with the Excel as a database, so that you will basically understood, because it's going to be same only. All the activities are going to be similar when we are connecting with the Excel, or we are connecting with the SQL, or maybe Oracle, or maybe if we are using Azure. There is no change on that. Only the thing is that how we are building the connection. That is the only change over there. Got it so far?
Yes. So we're trying to build a connection between the UiPath and the database.
Correct. And the database can be anything, because it's a quite an important topic. And you guys, means it's uh, very, I won't say very rarely used. It depends on the, your basically project requirement, how you do have. So sometime is that the config file I show you in the RE framework might be is that is coming from the DB itself. Or there is a requirement that the transaction which you are currently pushing that into the orchestrator queue, they don't want to upload it to the queue because of the compliance issue or the security concern. They having their own database, and they want to publish that data to that database itself. So in that case, you need to utilize the database automation only. So that part, you need to very first install the uipath.database.activities package. Once that is available for you, you having these activity being present over there inside the database package. If you see that you have couple of activities over here, I am coming to that part. But very first, that is the on beginning step for you, right? Okay, so we very first we do have two activities over here. Don't focus on this bulk insert, bulk update, disconnect from database, insert, run command, run query. I'll basically come on individually each one of them. Very first, let's talk about there are two activities over here. One is called connect to database, and one is called start transaction. Okay. So start transaction and connect to database meant to be same. Basically, these activity provide a mechanism to connect with a particular database provider. It might be a Oracle, it might be a SQL. Like the ODBC or the engine basically which is allowing us to connect with that particular database is going to be differ. But the thing is that the activity over here is providing us the functionality to connect, first of all, to make a handshake between the UiPath and the particular database provider. It is going to be any of the database provider, right? And over here, there is two activity UiPath has provided. One is called connect to database, and the another activity called start transaction. Let me talk about both, but what basically why I am put it over here, both the things that people ask the question over here, what is the difference between connect to database and start transaction activity? So the thing is that if you see over here, start transaction and connect to database is meant for same only. Only difference is that it providing kind of a scope mechanism for you. Like we talk about the parent and child, kind of like you having an Excel application scope, or use application browser, right? So inside the use application browser only, you put your all the child activity which you wanted to perform. Like the same in the start transaction, you can build the connection, and whatever the database you can say action you want to perform, you will put it inside this do block. So it kind of a scope it will provide to you, that basically you having a parent where basically you will build first of all the connection, and inside the do block you will do your all the action item whatever you wanted. Maybe you wanted to run a query which will update some column, maybe you wanted to delete something, maybe you wanted to read out something. So all those basically things you can do inside this do. And what basically it does, once the all the processing is being done, it will dispose the connection by itself. When I say dispose means, think about this way, you have built a connection with the Oracle database. right? Means we have started a connection instance over here with the Oracle database. But there might be a chance that after basically, our functionality is being done, it is basically very much necessary that we are closing that particular connection. Okay, so means closing means like we do in UiPath Excel. If you aware about like Excel also, we having a close workbook, or basically in Excel application scope, or use Excel, basically we do have the functionality is being present there in that particular activity itself, that it once the processing is being done, it will close the instant by itself. That the same functionality over here with this start transaction activity, that once the processing is being done, once basically we are done with this action item, whatever we wanted to do, basically we wanted to insert something, we wanted to run a command, we wanted to basically run a query, right? We wanted to run a query, whatever we wanted to do, we can place it inside this start transaction do block. And once basically our processing is being done, it will by default close the connection by itself. Okay, but with the connect to database, the thing is that very first we can go with the same approach. If I show you the window, so over here you can see that it is basically asking me to build the connection first of all, right? Over here, configure connection. The same over here in the configure connection, it is also asking me the same thing to build the connection, right? But the only difference is that it will basically provide me one variable called database connection, which I am going to use for further processing. So in this activity, like if I am not using this start transaction, I can directly use this insert activity. But over here, I need to either create a connection again, because each activity having a same functionality back again what we have in the connect to database or start transaction, we need to build again the connection. But why we will do that? Because if we have already built the connection, we will build once and we can utilize that particular connection to each of the activity whatever we wanted to perform, right? So for that part, we can basically over here pass that particular connection what we have already built. Means in the existing connection we can pass that variable which we have built over here in the connect to database. So there is no requirement over here in this insert. Basically, if we individually use this, we just need to use the previously created connection variable what we have basically store it here, that we need to basically utilize here as a existing connection so that it can reutilize that. But with the start transaction, we don't need to basically, because we are doing inside a, you can say, particular as a parent block, we have already built the connection, and inside the do block, we can basically just utilize that particular connection itself. And after the basically processing is being done, it will close the connection by itself. But the database connect to database, it won't do that. It just provide us the back as a connection output. So it's our responsibility to disconnect to the database. So at last, basically, once our processing is being done, we basically, if we are using to connect to database, we need to disconnect it from the database as well. Got it? Or so basically so much talk over here. Is there any confusion on this part?
So, so if as long as we have it inside the transition, we don't need to use the disconnect.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It will
Yeah.
dispose by default the connection what it has built. But with the connect to database, when you have basically not used this start transaction activity, maybe you have utilized this activity. In that situation, you need to basically close the connection by yourself. And if basically, I'll take RE framework, though, so there are multiple position where you will close the connection in the finally block of the try, or maybe in the end process. Once the basically all the processing is being done, you would like to close all the connection. So those basically you can close it there. And there basically you can just need to, here you just need to provide a existing connection string variable which you have stored it from here, and you just need to pass that variable over here as a connection string, or you can say existing connection, so that it can basically close that particular database connection with the UiPath. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So now I need any one of your system, because currently what is happening, my Excel is get, you can say right now, get non-licensed version. I don't know what's wrong here. Something is broke, and due to that, I am not able to build the connection directly with the UiPath. Some DLL issue I'm getting over here. I'll show you the step how it need to be done. Then we'll do together. So currently what we are going to do, I'll show you. So very first, basically, before talking on that side, so there are multiple operation we can do in the database. What are those operation? Those are CRUD operation. People call it as CRUD. Create, update, read or delete, right? Create means we would like to write something in the database. Update, we would like to update the existing record. It might be a bulk record or it might be a single record. Again, create also having the same functionality. We would like to create a single record or we would like to create a multiple bulk record at a time. So that is again a create. Then read, we would like to read a single record or we would like to read a set of data from a database. So that is basically call it as CRUD operation. And there is a delete also. Delete and truncate, please, basically it's not part of the database side, like you just need to also explore on that side as well. I'm just giving you some keyword over here. Delete and truncate, people ask this question, what is the difference between delete and truncate? You should aware of that. So just explore on that side as well, what is the difference between the delete and truncate in SQL or any of the database, it's there. Okay, so basically when we say delete, we means that we would like to delete the data from the database. Okay, but the thing is that how we would like to perform those CRUD operation in basically from the UiPath to the database. There are activities provided by UiPath. Call it as, if I would like to create bulk record, so over here I do have a bulk insert activity. Okay, what this bulk insert activity does, it basically I just need to provide it to the existing connection, or maybe I need to place it inside the start transaction activity where I have already built the connection. I need to provide the table name where I would like to create a bulk records, and then as a input I need to provide a data table, means what data I would like to create it as a bulk. So means where whatever data table I am providing it, it should have the same structure whatever the existing database has. Like if I talk about currently as an example, you can think of this way. So think of this, your UiPath demo transaction. This is our Excel file, right? And think of this. This is the Excel file. Basically, we are utilizing as a database right now. Think of this is your database. This Excel is again a database only, right? So this is a database. So if you would like to create a bulk record from the UiPath, if whatever data table we are providing, it should have the same structure table what we have over here in the Excel as a database. So means currently we have three columns over here: cash in, honest check, non-honest check. So those columns should present over here in our data table which we are passing to as a bulk record creation. Got it? How we do the bulk creation? Then basically there is a bulk update. Again, similar, if you would like to do the bulk update, there is activity being present. Inside this, we just need to provide a data table variable and we need to provide a connection string. That's it. And what basically a column used to matching rows, all those things we need to provide. It's not, it's basically just that a column name we need to provide, which column it need to basically, update and all those things that we need to provide here, but nothing else. So it's kind of a updating the record in a bulk. But there are the activities, not directly basically you can say, there are query basically. So let me just show you, if I can basically show you in real time SQL. Yeah. So if I basically show you one, SQL basically, so not on this, maybe let's see on the W3 SQL, because there we do have a database also. Okay, so if you see over here, you do have multiple, basically, you can say SQL statement whenever you write. So SQL is nothing but it's a structured query language. Whenever basically from the UiPath, we basically, build a connection, and after that, if you would like to perform rather than utilizing these activity, okay, rather than utilizing this activity basically not require this SQL query. We just providing a data table there. But to run a query over here, you can see that we do have a run command and run query. People may ask this question also, like what is the difference between query on a database or what is the difference between execute command or run command activity. So this run command basically it's meant for DML query, basically data manipulation query. If you wanted to do those, basically we can do via this run command. It is meant for, it is not giving you as a return any value, but it will do this thing for you. Like if you would like to let me just drag this activity. So let's suppose if you would like to insert n number of record inside the database. So you can do via two ways. One is that bulk insert activity where you just provide the data table. The second way is that you can basically do via the run command activity. So this run command activity, you need to write your SQL query on which you need to provide the what data you would like to place it to the or create it with the database, right? Or maybe what data you would like to update, or what database data you would like to delete. So those basically you can perform it inside this run command activity, and it is meant for DML. Okay, no, execute non-query, people say this. Okay, means that it won't return you back. It will not return you anything. Just that it will basically do a data manipulation for you, right? Then there is a run query activity. So this run query activity, what it does, it will basically execute a query which will return something to you, and it is for DDL, data definition language. So means if I would like to get something out of from the database, like if you would like to read the data from the database, I'll go with this run query activity because it will give me a data as a output. So if I would like to basically, let's suppose I have a employee table, right? So what I'll do, I'll write a query over here, and the query always go in a basically you can say in a double quotes, okay, in a string format. And what I'm writing over here, it's called it as SQL query, a structured query language I'm writing over here. So first of all, very first, we need to write a statement like this. If I would like to, let's suppose this is my employee table. Think of this is my employee table, let's suppose, and inside the employee table I do have multiple multiple columns if present over there. So what I can do, I can write this way, like select asterisk means I would like to read everything. Select asterisk from employee. So what it does, this query, it will basically read entire data from the employee table, and it will give me as an output basically in a data table. So if I show you this, it will give me as an output in a data table. Currently, you can see that it is giving me the output as a data. So whatever I have read or whatever I have present in the employee table, it will give me back as a output. And this run query basically meant for running the store procedures as well, right? Means store procedure means that okay. So what basically store procedure does, it is basically get the data, or you can say store procedure is basically having a in a SQL basically we having a multiple you can say components what there. We have table, we have views, we have store procedures, we have functions. So if we don't wanted to individually get the data out of from the tables, we SQL having a functionality, we can write our store procedures. So in a store procedure, maybe we can write a multiple SQL queries, and we have combined those. Maybe let's suppose we would like to read the employee and maybe his another like user information or his designation. There are multiple table, let's suppose. If you would like to collate those data and in a single time, so we can basically write one store procedure which will help us to get the data out of the database, right? But that is not being do via the UiPath. Okay, store process should be there. We can call those store procedure via this run query, and sometime the store procedure may require to have some parameter. If the query requires some input parameter, you can pass those inside this parameter section over here. You can name your parameter. Let's suppose if it is require a ID parameter, so you can pass the ID over here, and that ID going to be utilized as a input argument for that query. Okay, so that is a basically a parameter section. Now basically we understood that when we going to utilize this run query and when we going to utilize this run command. So run command is that for it is meant for DML, data manipulation language query. Means if you would like to perform some data manipulation like insert, update, delete, those kind of query we can perform via the run command. And the run query is basically a, it's a execute query command where basically we would like to, perform some DDL, or maybe you can say the query which will return something to us, right, back to us as a data table output. So those basically, let's suppose if you would like to read the data, so that time we'll go with the run query only. We will not go with this run command. Got it? Okay. So now let's see that some of the example, maybe I'll show you this. You can basically follow this site and have some understanding for the database as well, like how it works and all those things. So over here, if you see, like they have multiple, you can say keywords over here we do have, or you can say not keywords, like these are the syntax, like select query if you would like to perform. So in the select query, basically, why it's showing me the exercise. I don't wanted to do the exercise. I would like to practice basically. So just a second. Yeah. So let's see that. So see over here. Currently, it's showing me some data. Let's suppose if we having a database, if it can show us the database explained. Uh,
Select one, yeah, Gopal, and
yeah.
try it yourself. Yes, scroll down.
Uh-huh. Here
Uh,
itself.
yes. Just click on the select one, then automatically it will give you the data.
I was thinking the same only because I do that previously.
Coordinate, go to top one, dot. The select one, yeah. Just
Mm-hmm.
try it yourself. Just did this right input.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now
Then
if you
you
see,
can do
like you having a some tabular data they have given over here, right? So basically a table name called customer you do have, where basically this is the data being present. So this is the data you have. This will be the data table for you, or you can say a database for you, where you have a customer ID, customer name, or contact name, address, city, all those things being present. And if we run this query as a basically a table name we have provided over here. So how this syntax is that basically select asterisk means everything from from which table. Over here you will provide your table name. Okay, this is your table name. So you can basically replace this value with your table name. Okay, so this is nothing but, this customer is nothing but your table name over here. So currently we are basically running a query in the inside the database. We are saying that we would like to read everything from the database in the customer table. Okay, so if we run this SQL query, so you can see it will basically get the data for us. If you basically see, there are multiple tables. Let's suppose employee table, and again employee table having this. But I would like to again write a query something like this, where maybe employee ID, like I would like to again filter out the data. So this is I am doing filtering, means I would like to read the data, but I'm basically maybe read a one or two record only on the basis of my filter, right? So what I'm doing right now, so let's copy this employee ID here this way. Just a second. Yeah, if I would like to say employee ID is equal to 1, and if I would like to run this query now, okay,
you
yeah, I need
you
to basically place it
use
inside the single quotes because it is a column name. So again,
you use single. What do you call it? That before one. I mean,
yeah,
actually,
yeah,
you use double, not single. I think singles. No, no, the single employee ID
oh,
after the employee ID.
just a second, just a
Yeah,
second.
that's it. Just remove one
Yeah, here shouldn't be. Yeah,
before
so
before
just a second, huh? Just a second. I would like to see it shouldn't be here. It should be
before
here.
one. Just remove one is equal to, yeah. Yeah. I think it will go now.
No, it's not basically. The criteria is you are doing an assignment operator here. It's not like that. Either you can go with maybe like this, employee ID. Let's just a second. Let's see, because they have their own syntax. We can't basically rely on this. See, like Country, Mexico. So we need to place it like that way only. Let's do one thing.
Make it in
Ah,
string. Yeah.
correct. So let me just basically have it. Maybe customer ID is our column. So customers, where customer ID is equal to 1. So
It's, I think one is equal to is there. I think it's equal to one.
no, it's basically taking to. I don't think so. It should be a in a single quotation because it's a numeric value. Uh, Customer ID equals. Just a second. Where is their equal property? Or where is their where condition is there, na? Yeah. So here they are using like this way only, na? Okay.
A
So
single one,
uh,
single
uh,
equal.
so customer ID equal to 1. Yeah. So like this way, basically you would like to fetch a single record, right? So there are basically this is nothing but a structured query. We would like to basically, copy this query. If we have a table being present, we will place it over here and that will read out the data for us for an individual record, right? And if you would like to read the data, always we will go with the run query. If you having some manipulation, we'll go with the run command. Okay, like we would like to update, insert or delete, we'll go with this run command query. Got it? So far so good?
Yes. So run command is for data manipulation.
Correct. For
Yeah.
run command is for data manipulation and the run query is for DDL. Basically, we would like to fetch the data something, data definition language basically. So we basically whenever we would like to read something out of the database, we'll always go with the run query. And this run query not only for reading the data out of the database, but it is basically meant for running some store processes, running some you can say functions as well in if you would like to run in a from the UiPath if you would like to run a function, not basically directly interacting with the table. Let's suppose we would like to fetch the data from the function written in the SQL, so that we can utilize this run query only because we it will give us something output, okay, as a data table. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a lot talk. Can anybody you share your screen and maybe let's go with the Excel as a database how we can perform. Sheldon, maybe you can try or yes, yes, you have the ready your UiPath right now.
Sorry,
Yes.
Gopal, I'm using mobile only.
Okay, no worries. Maybe I am not asking to like Pratibha because she having a interview is going on. Maybe yes, Sheldon, you can go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Share your
Um.
screen. I'll guide you. Don't worry on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I would like to show the people the real-time example. Tomorrow, my plan is that maybe we'll see in the first session, we will see like I'll install the MySQL in my system. I'll show you that how we can write multiple queries there and can perform the connection with the SQL as well. I'll try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay.
All right. So what we will do, have you installed the UiPath database.activity package first of all? If not, then install it.
Okay.
Yeah. Go to the all
What is
packages.
oh, what packages?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Here, search it, UiPath.database. Yeah, this activity, install it. So very first, we need to install this activity. Okay. Yeah, save it. Yeah, accept. All right. So let's do one thing. Do you have the Excel file previously? Any of the sessions I have provided you one, so many Excel file I have provided you. Any of the Excel file you do have ready, like the previous examples, basically. Can you place that Excel file your project location?
Uh,
Maybe any of the Excel file, like let's suppose the last time I have provided you, the UiPath demo transaction one. So do you have the data be ready in the any of the Excel file, like let's suppose the previous example which we have seen, or a previous to previous one? Do you have that data?
do I have that? There's so many.
Means I need only one. I don't need multiple, but I need a one file basically to show you like how you will do
Yeah, I
that.
just yeah, I just have one right here.
You're sharing your
Uh,
screen. Basically, I can't see. I just see the UiPath only.
Yeah, I'm going to send it. Uh, give me 1 second.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
please take your time. No, no, click on that top icon. There is a, yeah, open. Yeah,
okay, and okay, and then here I put the UiPath.
correct. Can you open it? I would like to just give a short talk on that as well. So currently what we are doing, we are utilizing this dummy data queue basically as our Excel as a database, and it has around 1,000 record being present. Can you go up little bit? The columns it has, four columns it has. Basically status column over there. There is a transaction, there is a transaction name, and the order amount and order date. So these will be our column, and there are 1,000 records being present in this file. So we basically utilizing this file as our database. You can close this file. We just basically say that this we are going to utilize. Now go to the UiPath back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Over here, go to the activity section and search UiPath database, UiPath database, or maybe database you can search directly. Yeah.
Uh,
No, database search.
oh,
Just search database. Remove the UiPath. Yeah. All right. So over here, you can insert activity called, first of all, very first, let's suppose go with the connect to database activity. Then we'll see the start transaction as well. Let's go with the connect to database. Yeah. Click on the configure connection. Click on the, see guys, what we are doing right now, hold on, what we are doing here right now, we are trying to build a connection with the particular database. It will be remain same for all of the database. Let's suppose SQL, Oracle, whatever basically the database we are trying to connect, it will going to be similar as well. But the thing is that currently we would like to connect with the Excel to the UiPath as a database. So what we gonna do, we will build a handshake between Excel and UiPath. And to do that, we need to build a connection via this connection wizard over here UiPath has provided. So can you click on this connection wizard? Yeah. Click on the data source very first. Yes. And over here, choose Microsoft ODBC data source. Yeah, this one. No, no, no. Go up.
uh,
Yeah, second. Yeah,
OB.
yeah, yeah. ODBC data source. Correct.
Okay.
And now you can hold on this part. Basically, it has already provided me some ODBC data source engine, which is called .NET Framework Data Provider for ODBC. So this is we needed to connect the SQL from the UiPath to connect as a Excel. Okay, so .NET Framework Data Provider by default this ODBC providers, right? So right now we have that. Click on the use connection string option in the use connection string toggle. Basically there is a radio button, right? Yeah, click on that.
Use connection
Yes,
strings.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Now click on the build. Okay, now go to the machine's data source, machine data source, not file data source, machine data source. Correct. Now click on new. No, click on
Okay.
new. Yeah, click on, there is a new button,
New.
right? Yeah. Click on OK. That is then that is fine. Yeah. Now what we are doing, basically we are creating a data source. Okay. The data source will help us to build a connection basically with the UiPath. So now click on next.
Okay.
Yeah. And over here choose the Microsoft Excel driver which is basically XLS, XLSX, XLSM, and XLSB. Means what it says that this will be applicable for all of the Excel file, whatever we do have, like XLS, XLSX, XLSM, or XLSB. So these are the multiple file type format in the Excel basically. And we are building a connection with the Microsoft Excel basically. So it might be Excel file or XLSX file or XLSM file basically where my macro is enabled, or maybe a XLSB binary file. All right. Now click on next. Yes. Click on finish. This part we are done. Now give a name your data source. Let's suppose Excel files maybe. Excel,
Okay.
yeah, space files. Maybe space you can give in the files and Excel. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Now we are good. But one thing we need to do over here, just hold on. Click on the options over here. You have an option section, right? At the
Uh,
right bottom. Yeah. Click on that. You see over here, it is basically saying that read only. We don't need a read only, right? We wanted to perform some write operation as well. So over here, you do have a checkbox read only. Can you uncheck that? Yes, we wanted to perform a read and write both the operation with the Excel. Okay, so that is why we have basically unchecked this property read only. Click on OK now in the below. Yeah, you can say that yes, yes, and now click on OK in the below.
and okay here, or
Yeah, maybe just a second. Basically, can you go back to the again build one? I would like to see one thing. It should have basically go to the machine data source again. Yes, click on this Excel files one. Can you click on the Excel files one? Yeah. Now basically click on OK here. Yeah. Now choose your file basically. Select your file dummy UiPath queue. So currently we are saying that we are going to utilize this dummy UiPath queue as a database file for us. This Excel file we are utilizing as a database. Okay. Now you can click on OK, or maybe, yeah, click on OK. Yeah, now you have a connection. It has provided you something. So this is basically very much important, guys. What it does, it has provided us a connection string. This connection string via only this UiPath activity, the connect to database only, able to perform the connection between the Excel or any of the database provider, maybe SQL or maybe Oracle or maybe any other database provider. So this connection string might be you build in the connection wizard by basically what the step we have done. Maybe the same step we need to done with the other SQL database provider. But sometime this connection string might you get from your database team as well. The database team has provided you the connection string. You can just pass that connection string here and you can basically test it. And currently you can see that you have a login on database username and password as well section over here. This username and password we don't need it. Why? Because that we currently our database is not required authentication step, but there if we are using Oracle, SQL, Azure, AWS, that time we definitely having a database authentication step as well. So that part maybe we need to provide that time. Currently we don't need, so you can just click on the test connection. Can you click on the test connection? There is an option. Yeah. Yes. So connection you are succeed. Click on OK. Click on OK. Yes. Now you can see that your connection string is being built over here. Click on now OK. Yes. Now do one thing in the output section, create your basically connection. Basically, no, in the property basically. In the property of this activity, there is a output section, right? Build your
yeah.
connection variable. There is basically, yeah. Build your, create a variable called DB connection. So this
Okay.
DB connection variable you will utilize in your further activities, not BD, DB.
DB.
Yeah, DB connection.
Okay.
You can name it anything, but like just for a understanding purpose, you can name it like that way.
Yeah.
Yes. So over here, DB name it as database and database connection we are meant to be. So now our connection is being built successfully with the Excel file. Let's build a one query. First of all, can you place a run query command over here? There is a run query, right? Activity. Yes. Run,
Yes.
drag it, drag it. Yes. Write a very basic query which we have just learned so far. Before putting a query, just first of all, understood over here, it again provide asking us to build a connection. We don't want that, right? We have already built the connection. Why we will build the connection again and again? So what we're gonna do, we can place our existing connection with this run query, basically activity. So can you see over there in the property section, there is a existing connection. You can place your connection variable, what you have just built, place that variable over here. You don't need to create the connection again. It will just reutilize that particular connection itself. So just place that variable db connection what you
Wait,
have created.
in DB connection?
Yeah, not here in the active property. Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Yes. Yes.
right
Right.
here?
Yes. Right. DB connection here. Yes. Selected. Got it. So you can see that error is gone. Now, what we're gonna do, it is asking us to provide the query. The query is mandatory. You can see that again the error is come. Value for the required activity argument SQL query was not supplied. Means the structured query language we haven't supplied yet. So just right inside the SQL query, can you open the SQL query section in a larger window? There is a
Let's
SQL
see.
query section, right? In the activity itself, you can see that SQL query.
The SQL query.
Yeah. Can you click on this plus icon? There is a plus
Oh,
icon, right? Not
oh,
this, not
you mean here?
this. Yeah. Open in the advanced editor. Open
Okay.
advanced editor. Yes. Now over here, we can write our query. So how will write our query? Again, it will go to the double quotes only. So write double quotes, select
Yeah. So
a stick from. Now we need a table name. And currently we don't know what table basically because that is a sheet, not a table. If you are aware that, can you open the Excel file again, what you have placed in your project location? Just open it.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. So we don't know that currently what is the Excel basically table name over there. Because this is a sheet, right? We don't have a table. We have basically we are going to utilize the Excel as a database, but we don't know what is the table name over here for us. Which table name we will specify to read the data, this data, which table name we will specify there. So that is my concern here now. So let me just tell you that first of all, maybe let's put a query which will help us to get the all the table name out in the database basically. Okay. So let me just give you just a second basically. I'll put a query over here in the chat so that you can copy paste there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do one thing. Can you enable editing just 1 second? No. Enable the editing here in the Excel.
Oh, it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There itself, enable editing. There is an
Enable.
option coming, right? Enable editing.
Okay.
See, this
Where?
warning is
Oh,
coming.
enable. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Open it in a larger window, and there basically, can you go to the, data section? Yeah. Over here, I would like to basically, make it as a table maybe, from table to range. Can you click on that? Yes. Do one thing, cancel it. Yeah, click on OK. Yeah, click. No.
Oh,
Do that again.
oh,
Click on OK and we'll name it our table. Yes.
okay.
Now, yes. So this is our TBL1, right? Table name is TBL1. Let's rename this table to maybe something else. Name it maybe you can say transaction data.
Okay.
Transaction data and enter it and save it. And
Okay.
close this screen maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, no, keep it. Yes. Yeah. Now we have a transaction data table. So let's go with the UiPath again and write a query there. Select a stick from transaction data. So now we have a table. So write a query transaction data basically. You can check that what table name you have given there, na? So it's coming I think in the right hand side in the Excel. If you can open that Excel file again. I think it's open
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, transaction data only. So you can close this now and basically we are good. You can close this.
Okay.
Yes. Close this Excel file.
Okay. Close it.
Yes.
And
Now
then,
you can see that what we are doing, we are saying that select a stick from. So table name, because currently if you see that what's the problem there? Basically we say that okay, Excel as a database we wanted to use, but we don't have a table there. We're directly having sheet, right? So either we need to create a Excel table first of all, whatever the sheet we do have, we need to convert that sheet to the table and then we can basically pass the table over here so that it can re-understand okay, that is the table name over there. So now you can save it. Click on save.
okay.
Yes. Do one thing, create an output variable of this run query. So there is a data table, right? Output property. No, there is a output property, right? In this activity there is a output property. Run
Oh.
query has a output property, you can see
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
create a variable called dt transaction data. DT transaction data, maybe DT you can put initial so that it's understood that it's a data table. DT,
DT.
yeah,
Huh?
DT transaction data.
Okay. Transaction
Yes.
data.
Put enter. Yep. Now, basically we are saying that we have built a data table output. Let's see that whether we are able to read the data. Put a log message after this. We'll write the
Okay.
how many records were there. So let's put a log message. And we'll say DT we will utilize info level, and in the message we'll say DT transaction data dot
So
variable. Basically what you have created just DT transaction data dot rows count. You do have a rows count basically attribute there. Utilize that. Yeah. Put a dot to string maybe after this.
hmm,
Dot to string. Yeah.
okay.
You would like to convert it into the string form. Okay. Now we are good. Let's basically, before running that, let's do one thing, disconnect the connection as well because we are good on this. So again, put another activity after this log message called disconnect activity, disconnect database. So that we
Okay.
are good with once we are done, we will close the connection of the database. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So now disconnect to the database. You can pass your existing connection variable, DB connection variable here. Yes. Why we are
Connection
passing, you
data.
understood, right? No,
Is it?
not
Oh,
data
it's
table.
DP.
Not,
Oh, DP.
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
why? We need to pass a connection variable, right? Which connection we would like to close this. Data table is just the basically a table output. It's not a connection. If can you go to the variable? Let's not mug up the things. Go to the variable section. There is a
Okay.
variable section, right? Open it. In the bottom, basically, there is a variable section, variable argument. I would like to open the
Oh,
variable. Yes. So over here, if you see that your DB connection is what type? What type of variable it
yeah.
is?
Oh,
Not,
the
not
DB is data
database
database
connection type
connection.
of variable,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so whenever basically we are creating a connection, it will give us an output as database connection type of data. And this database connection type of variable we can utilize in the further activities to build a connection or to dispose a connection. If you would like to do, we can utilize this variable only. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. Now click on maybe run button so that we can see that whether it is running or not. We are good with this. Let's see.
Is it gonna run all of it?
So
Gonna show
currently you
all
can
of
see it's an error. Microsoft ODBT Excel driver access database engine could not find the object transact data. Make sure the object exit that you spell it, name it correctly. Can you check you have put it the correctly or is that something different over there? I think
uh,
this only, I'm pretty sure that this is only the data table name for us.
yeah,
Table. Go again to the data section. No, no, no. Click on the data section. Yeah. And over there you do have a table, right?
yeah.
Yeah. No, no, not this is a column name, man. Not
Oh
this
yeah.
is. Yeah.
I think
Why that? Yeah.
select all the data. Control A, then
Ah,
automated will come.
correct. It will come like that way as well. Can you do the control A over here?
Control
Uh,
A.
yeah.
Go to home. Click on home.
No, no, no. Don't go.
Yes.
There is one transaction. Get transaction data. There is behind some name. If you can drop down. What is
Where?
that? Hmm. On the get transaction, transform data.
Get data, right?
No,
Click on the in the top menu item. There is a get data. Yeah. Click on that. No, this is not. This
no,
is not.
no.
This is not.
Um,
Just behind that. Just behind two.
oh, let me see.
Yeah. Maximize it maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
click on this maybe from table and range. So this is only na transaction data we do have, and you have provided that only, right? Close this, close this. We don't want to basically create another table over there. Close
Okay.
this. Yeah, just close it. Just a second. Let me see because something going wrong here. Just a second. Let me see. Something catch here which we are missing. Just a second. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's not go with this way. Let's
Okay.
no cancel this. Cancel this. Cancel this.
Cancel. All
Yeah,
right.
cancel it. This one also you can close this window. We don't want that.
Okay. This is
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah, discard it. Can
Okay.
you go back to the delete this transaction? Can you go back first of all that sheet one? Sheet
Uh,
no, no, in the bottom you do have a sheet one section, right?
sheet one. Yeah.
Yeah, click on that. We do have a data there, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I want that only. Can you delete this transaction data maybe? No, 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 don't do that anything. Don't do.
Oh yeah.
Delete it.
You mean
This
delete
I
this
don't
one?
want. Yeah, delete it.
Okay.
Yes. Correct. Currently, I hope we don't have any table, right?
No.
Can you put
Oh,
a maybe I can you copy this entire data and place it into the another sheet basically. Copy it, Control A, Control C.
okay.
Yeah, Control A, Control C, and click on the plus icon at the bottom and create
Yeah.
another sheet. Yeah, place it here. Yeah, and delete the sheet one as well. I don't want as a table this one. I want it as a plain sheet basically. You can delete the sheet one, like you
Okay.
did. Yeah, delete it and put a name for a sheet two as transaction data maybe. Transaction data. Now copy this sheet name. Yes. Go to the UiPath section again. Okay. Where we have written that select query, na, go there in the run query command.
Okay.
Yeah. Open it in a larger window. No, open it. Open it. Just a second. Yeah. Now over here, basically, what we're gonna do, we're going to basically change the we'll put this query inside the you can say a table name inside a, first of all put a square bracket. You do have a square bracket, right? You know the square bracket. Put a
Yeah.
square bracket there. Not entire
Um,
one, not entire one. Only the table name. Only the table name going to be surround with the square bracket.
okay. So
Yeah,
like this.
not a space. No, not this one. There is basically without shift. I believe it will come without shift or with shift.
Let's see.
Can you try without shift basically? Remove it and try with the without shift. I don't want this curly braces. Yeah, this one. Remove the space now
Okay.
at the beginning space. Yes, end it with the transaction data also. Yes, and put a dollar before the transaction means where your data is being end na. Put a dollar and then place this square bracket. No.
Oh, okay.
Inside there. Yeah, here also. So what it meant to say means it is a sheet name. Basically, it will treat it like this way. So select stick from transaction data. That's it. We don't want anything else from here. And let's run this now. Click on save.
Okay.
Yes. Now
And
run it.
should I close this?
Yeah, close it. See, we got the data. How many record we got? 1,000 record. So
Doesn't.
there we don't need to build a basically table as a name. I was thought to basically first of all like okay table we need to create, but no, we can create a sheet like the sheet whatever is being present it will treat it as a table name itself. So but the thing is the catch over here whenever we are passing a table name put it in a square bracket and that also being surrounded with the dollar so that it will basically understood that it's a sheet name. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so you don't need to actually connect it like we did it before with the Excel.
No, not that way. Now, yeah. Now, can you open the Excel file again? I would like to do one action over there. Let's do one thing. Let's play around with that. Open Excel
Yeah.
file. This time we wanted to basically filter out the data. Okay. Now, what we wanted to filter out? We wanted to say that where the transaction ID is TXN 1000 means the first transaction ID. Can you copy that? Yep. I would like to copy this. I am saying that we will basically put a query in such a way that we are saying that where the transaction ID is this and maybe a customer name is something like that. Or maybe let's put a you can say where the order amount is greater than 1,000. Let's suppose go with this way. Just a second, guys. I'm getting a call. Yeah. So let's basically, copy this order amount where you can say first of all, let's go one by one. Let's copy that column name first of all, order amount. Yep. Go to UiPath now.
We're gonna go to
Yes. Here you can basically, after this, put a where clause.
yeah.
Yep. And then say,
Should I
then
put
say
them in
maybe,
quotes?
yeah, then say maybe order, yeah, no, not double quotes, nothing. Remove
Oh,
everything. Yeah, whatever you have put, remove it. Yeah. Now put your column name there. Order amount is equal to, maybe put a equal to sign. Let's go with the equality first of all. No, single equal to, not double equal to. Yep.
okay.
Now go to your Excel file again here. Yep. And copy any of the amount. Let's suppose maybe we wanted to fetch this record. So let's copy this one.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. In a single quotes. Okay. It will go in inside a single quotation basically.
Wait. Oh, so the
Yes. Value should go inside the single quotation, not in the double quote. Not double
single
quote,
quote.
single quote. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Surround it with the single quote. Okay. Click on save. Yes. Now let's see that how we are getting, how many records we are getting. Run it.
Oh yeah. We have to turn this off.
Yeah.
Let's see data mismatch criteria.
Data type is a mismatch criteria because it don't needed a single quotation. Remove the single quote there. Yep. Now save it. Retry it maybe or oh yeah. Yeah. It won't be do that way. You need to basically, again, no. First of all, check that whether it is change or not in your query. Yeah. Check that the query. Check. No. In
Oh,
the query itself, man.
uh,
Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's changed. Click on save.
it's still giving me an error right here.
No, that is basically a debugging error, not an issue. That is not an error basically. It is showing you that your code is failed previously here itself.
Okay.
Yeah. How many record it
Yeah.
get? Can you go to the log message? So one only. See?
Yeah. This one.
Now let's
Yeah.
do one thing. Let's change our query. Let's go to the again to the query section. Yes. Over here, instead of order amount, let's put a status column. I don't know what is transaction status or status. Can you check that in the Excel file? What is the column we do have? Is the status or transaction status? Yeah, it's a status column, right? Status.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So let's do with this way. Let's copy this status and say that whatever the status we have basically as completed, we wanted to fetch those record. Okay. So let's basically close this Excel file.
Okay.
Yeah. Close it. Okay. Go to UiPath back again. Yes. Instead of order amount, you can put a query as status. Over here, instead of order amount, you can put query or status.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can replace this order amount with the
The-
status.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. Yep. And then inside the to it will remove and you will put inside the single quote as completed. Put it inside the single quote because it's a string, right? That is not a number. So no, not basically, yeah, single quote. So basically what's going on here, why we are doing some in a single quote, why we are doing some in a double quotes? Just a second now. Yeah, click on save now. Yeah, run it now. And let's not running, before running it, put a output data table activity before this log message. There is output data table activity, right?
Okay.
Yeah, before the log message, put over here you need to put, okay? Here, this section I wanted to put the output data table activity.
As text, right?
Yeah. And create a variable, put a variable name, the data table which you got from here, dt transaction data, this variable you need to pass here. No, not create,
Oh,
man. You need to
oh,
pass
okay.
just write it down, no? There.
Oh, this,
Yeah,
okay.
dt transaction data. Yes. We wanted to see like what it get to us. So, and create a text variable. No. Go again to the property of this activity. Yes, there is a output right over here. Yeah,
Mm,
create the text basically. You can create the text variable, maybe something,
okay.
create it,
Yeah. This is
str
test.
text, maybe, yeah, fine. And then put a inside a message box. You can put this. Put a message box below this message box activity.
Okay.
Yeah,
A message box underneath this one.
yeah.
Okay. Here go.
And put a text over here. So we would like to see like how many record it get fetched. Yep. Now run it. All good.
Right.
So see, we got the only those record which get completed, and this is the way basically we can read out. Got it? Close the
Mm,
session now. Click on cancel button. Yeah, click on cancel.
this
There is a yeah, click on it. Okay, it's fine now. So you can see that we got 315 record, and we have fetch out all the records, whatever basically we do have there. So similarly, we do have insert query as well, delete query as well. Those basically you can play around with the activity, right?
yeah.
Okay. Team, I think I have to go because there is some production thing is going on in my company, and I need to basically work on that side. So people are calling me right now. So let's close our